What's up YouTube, AlphonZeus Team Gradelock here with the deck profile that I promised at least a month ago. It's my Musketeers I managed to make top 8 with at ARG Nats. I know I put it off for a while, but at least now I can do it. Let's start with the starter. Props to go to Paul and Alex, the two members that are part with Team Rogue, to help me tweak this deck. And this is Gypsophila Musketeer Ryza. I left the grade 3 searcher at home, so I can just deal with this, but she's still good for +1. When she's put into the drop zone by card effect, and counterblast 1, search my top 4 for a Musketeer. Now, usually I would combo this with Vero whenever I Legion. Of course, you can only activate during this Legion. She can be very susceptible to early turn pops, like if someone has Blaster, Dark Abyss, or if they have other cards that pop 0 starters. So it can definitely be susceptible to that, but I always like putting it behind the Vanguard just to kind of like have that at least 5k boost to hit, you know, at least a new Magic series every time, or a Magic number. And with Vera, when I retire, I already search top 5 for a Musketeer, and then I search for a top 4, so I can get 2 Musketeers for the price of 1 retire. Trigger lineup, I do run, I run 4 crits from Knight Queen Musketeer Daniel, from set 8 I think, and then this is going to be Gardenia Musketeer Elaine from set 7, no, it's from G set 2, who pretty much helped me out a bit when I had to counter charge or just unflip damage when I did not have Susanna out. Unflip 2 when he's placed on rearguard by one of the card effects, so I can't just call him to unflip 2. I have to literally bank on either Sylvia or a top 4. But I can always do that when I have this guy. This guy is arguably my second MVP of the deck, which is Blue Rose Musketeer Ernst. Literally, he's just an axe skill on rearguard, counterblast 1, put him in the bottom of the deck, check top 4 for a Musketeer, call it. I cannot tell you how many times that I've done this guy's skill. I've probably done this guy's skill more than like pretty much anything, because I go into Sylvia, get an Ernest, use Ernest, and then I use Ernest, I get another Ernest, so I use it again. So it just keeps shuffling the deck, and it's just like, oh my god, there's so much potential with getting Ernest. Even if I get another Ernest, I still shuffle the deck, so that's good. And finally, to round out those triggers, the lovely Hibiscus Musketeer Hana. Heal triggers for days, because of course, even if you're an aggro deck, you would like to heal some damage off, especially if they happen to be mates. So that is the grade 0 lineup. I'm sorry, this is pretty noisy from Game On. We had our first tournament after the renovation. Grade 1 lineup, we have 3 perfect guards and 1 quintet wall. And coincidentally, all of them are Musketeers. Now, the reason why I check in 1 quintet wall, I play D-Robos a lot, so I always fear the matchup when I go against it, and I'm not playing D-Robos, so I put in 1 quintet wall. And at least this is a Musketeer, and it can be used for a lot of other things for Musketeers, whether I want to retire, or want to, you know, call out something, and, you know, have Sylvia not whip. So this Kirsty helped me out quite a bit. It was featured on the top 16 stream when I played against, oh shit. When I played against the rider behind Cardfight Pro, I'm sorry that I forgot your name and your youngest name, but the quintet wall helped me out a lot when I went up against Diablo, because I had a rear guard to deal with and I didn't want to discard a card. So at least with quintet wall, it helped me out with that. I'm sorry, I'm really sorry, I forgot your name. Oh my god. Okay. Next grade 1 lineup. This is the MVP of the deck, known as Dandelion Musketeer Merca. She's a promo that came in as a box topper when I bought 4 boxes of set 17. And literally, the effect is simple. During my turn, whenever my deck would be shuffled from a card effect or whatever, she boosts for 9 instead of 6. Although it's very simple, it's very, very key to hit some magic numbers. Behind Augusto, it would hit 21, which is the magic number for 11Ks. And behind Sylvia, she would hit 16, which is another magic number that would help him drop down a 10k shield. So Merca has definitely helped me out for that. She's one of the Musketeers that I always try to find, because usually when I check top 5 or something like that, I always would pick up Merca, because she would at least boost for 9 right off the bat. Next, I run actually 3 of Lily of the Valley Musketeer Rebecca. She's the counterblast 1, retire Musketeer, check top 4 for Musketeer. The reason why I have 3 instead of 4 is that I felt she was a bit cloggy in the deck. I could have used her a bit in some of my matchups for the main event, but she was definitely useful for just getting rid of dead cards. Like if I get rid of a Sylvia to replace for an Augusto, or if I get rid of like, you know, a random trigger like the Elaine for maybe even like a Vera or, you know, a Cecilia. Whatever the case may be, she helps clear out the field and helps hit magic numbers because, you know, I don't want to like overplay stuff. I want to use stuff and skills to get more stuff going for it. So that's 3 of her, and the final grade 1 would be the Amename Musketeer Susanna. She's a Soul Blast 2 to Unflip 2. And it's kind of cool that not only we get Quintet Walls and Unflip 2s for Counter Charge 2s that rely on Musketeers, it helps me out so much. And it helps also Soul Blast out cards that I need, whether I have to ride a mate, or maybe if I have to re-ride Vera, I can just Soul Blast her in the mate, so I can just Unflip 2 and just really rinse and repeat again if the opponent happens to survive the initial rush hour. For grade 2 lineups, I have 4 of Licorice Musketeer Saul. He's the Legion mate for Vera in set 17. His skill is interesting because he actually provides a bit of draw power to the deck, which makes up for my lack of draw triggers in my trigger lineup. During the turn that I Legion, I don't shuffle, I put 3 normal Musketeer units from my drop zone to the bottom of the deck to draw a card. It was pretty much a 60-40. 60 of me drawing into a dead card that wasn't a trigger, so it helped me get a trigger on that twin drive even more. And sometimes I draw into a trigger, which happens, you know, 40% of the time. And, you know, of course, that just serves as an extra 10k shield if I have to guard for an attack. And Saul, and if he stands, I can do it again. There were maybe 2 times or 3 times during the entire ARG tournament where I actually managed to use Saul twice, because I had 6 normal Musketeer units in there. He helps shuffle off the deck, and believe me, this deck will not deck out by any reason. So, next up is going to be the assist MVP of the deck, which is Cherry Blossom Musketeer Augusto. 12k attacker for Musketeers, double rare in set 8, and he is literally one of the best rush down. If you need to rush down a deck, especially stuff that would build up late game, 12k attackers are your guy, and in this case it would be Augusto, because when I ride into, say, I always want to try and see if I can ride into Saul or Sylvia, I'll always want to have Augusto on the side, because if I go turn 1 and I turn 1 ride and then I attack on turn 2, then that means that I can use this to get over their 7k. I don't see a lot of 8ks in the tournament at all from what I've seen. I've seen it maybe once for the past month or so. And seeing Augusto swing in 12 to their 7, which means that they have to drop a 10k shield if they want to block this guy. So he's very good, and he helps Merca hit 21. Finally, the other grade 2 of the deck, which is the promo, the Pansy Musketeer Sylvia. She is the main plus engine of the deck to help the deck really just vomit cards onto the field and just hope to God you get, like, you know, get the rush down in or not. Of course, she's a 7k defense, but literally, at least since this whole deck is Musketeers, she will not whiff this effect. I used this at ARG in Connecticut a couple months ago, and there were times when I had Ahsha and it just completely whiffed, so I had to shuffle the deck anyways. But she helps me out get stuff so well. I cannot tell you how many times Sylvia has helped secure a rushdown and save cards in my hand, because even though I did call a trigger, I have cards that can at least help hit 11k at least. So he definitely generates the field and keeps field presence strong and saying, like, okay, I have to deal with this entire field right now. Grade 3 lineup, I run 4 of Licorice Musketeer Vera. She's the Legion in set 17. She has the Cecilia effect, where once per turn, retire a Musketeer, check top 5, get another Musketeer out. Legion skill. During the turn that I Legion, I can literally get all my Musketeers get +3. The awesome part about her is that she's very flexible, in which that I cannot, you know, I can Legion first and then, you know, call out stuff, or I can just call out stuff, retire stuff, and then Legion in. So it's very flexible with how I can rush down this. And with Rush Hour, this is the card you want to go in on, especially if I go second, and if I can get in the rush early, I can at least either fish out cards from my hand, from my opponent's hand, or guarantee them damage to go to 5 or even 6 if I can guarantee a game. She is definitely a game ender, and having the ability to retire check top 5 helps shuffle the deck out, helps thin out for triggers, and it's very good. And I do love Vera. So the surprise that I managed to pick up for this weekend from the ARG vendor, shout out to them, was the White Lily Musketeer Cecilia. Now, she was the OG, of course, you know, when I said Cecilia, calling retired Musketeer, check top 5, call Musketeer. And in addition to that, there were 2 times during the whole ARG Nats where I actually used her limit break to shuffle 5 normal Musketeers to the bottom, or not shuffle, but like put 5 Musketeers to the bottom, or actually, yeah, put 5 Musketeers to the bottom that search out 2 copies of her. And of course, kind of like the Legion skill, I can shuffle 2 copies of her back and then I call 2 out to the field. So She's definitely good. 10k base, of course, it is a bit weak, but it does serve for some utility later on, especially when I get to the Stride deck. And she definitely caught my eye. The fact that I only saw 4 of them available at the ARG vendor, I had to pick them up. And it actually looked me out, and I really didn't mind having her as a secondary backup ride to Vera, and she's definitely good. Stride deck. For the 4 of, I have Sacred Tree Dragon, Jingle Flower Dragon. During the whole ARG Nats, I did not go into this guy once. Not even once. This guy was just a placeholder, really. Like, I didn't know when to use this guy, because usually I would go into Vera or other legions. Of course, the skill is usually requires the G-Zone if you want to get the most out of it. You Persona Unflip. And then if it's G-Zone 2 or more until one of my units, and at the end of the turn, during the turn, all units gets +2 for each unit with the same name. So it helps hit, you know, Augusto hit 14, helps Merca hit for 8. It helps hit the magic numbers when I can't shuffle. And unfortunately, I don't have time to playtest this. I don't know when I would run into, you know, Jingle Flower Dragon at all. If you guys have other suggestions of what I would run, this is before. This is ARG Nats, so this was back in August. This is not, you know, this is not with the new set that we get in set 14, G set 4, because this is the time of this recording, G set 4. So 4 of that, and then with the 2 of the Flower Princess of Spring, Arborea. She is the Shadow clone copy. So on Vanguard hit, I get to copy a clone, add it to the field, and I shuffle. In ways that I go into this once, usually a lot of people, they perfect guard this, because if I, you know, get Merca out or have Augusto, I can copy clone and get this guy out. And I shuffle the deck, which means that Merca would be boosting for 9 and hits 21k. I find it good for like a first turn Stride if I don't have Cecilia on board, and to if I Stride Vera. And it's been like pretty good. I do like Arborea. She does guarantee a good +1 and at least fish out a perfect guard from the guy's hand, because they don't want me to get extra additions onto the field when I already rushed down with the field already. Now I have 2 1-ups. First, we have Raiden Elemental Madu. I picked him up the day of too. Like, I had to hunt this guy down. Literally, the guy is for 10k Vanguards. When he Stride, my Vanguard power is 10k or less. Fish out a grade 3, so I literally get a free Stride off for Madu, and I get the Trinity Drive, which is pretty good. I went into this guy maybe 2-3 times during the ARG event, and this guy's been, Madu's been pretty good for me. Because especially if I Legion and I can't really go re-ride Vera, I would Stride, go for the 24k, and then boost and hit. So Madu's definitely helped me after that. And then the crazy tech, which I also picked up the same day, which is White Lily Musketeer Captain Cecilia. I went into this girl maybe 3-4 times during the whole ARG event, and I used her skill. It helped out a bit. Sometimes it was a far cry from winning. Other times it was just to secure advantage, in which that her skill is Counterblast 1, retire 2 Musketeers, I think. Yeah, 2 rear guards of Musketeer, retire, check top 5, yeah, and call 3. Yeah, top 5, call 3. Which sounds interesting because now I retire 2 and I call 3 out, which is amazing. I just have to make sure I have Cecilia in the heart, which is the requirement, because, you know, of course, you know, if it was any Musketeer, this girl would be a 4-up immediately. But this girl's been pretty good. Seeing Stride enter her finally and using the skill, she's definitely been pretty good. She helped me out so much with getting field presence and retiring dead cards on my field that I got with Sylvia, or if I had to go into Ernest in that regard. So definitely helped me out during the ARG event. The last time I used this was definitely in the around when I faced against Henry Doe, who placed 2nd at ARG Nats, and it was just to try and get something going, to try and hit triggers more often. I was only trying to fish out Musketeers and bank on heal triggers so I could try and recover from getting hit with, you know, Abyss and the Aura Geysers and all that good stuff. So that's it for the deck profile. I will put up a deck list complete down in the description below, so if you miss out on any of it or you have to skip out, I will have a deck list posted in the description down below. So that is it for me. Thank you so much for your patience, and yeah, so if you guys have any questions or comments about the Musketeer build and how it can be viable in today's format with the G-Stride, feel free to comment down below. Alrighty guys, my name is AlphonZeus. Gradelock, shoutouts to Joe, love for being our cameraman. Alrighty guys, take care.
Toodles.